Alright, so in this video we're going to go over our top 5 things we did in Portland while we were visiting there. Let's get right into it. So we'll go over the top 5 things. I don't have them in an order or anything, but the first thing that we did once we rolled in to that area was we drove from Idaho, so you go along the Columbia River. So the Columbia River Gorge, or people that, like locals, I think they call it the Gorge. There's tons of stuff to do. There's like hikes, waterfall hikes, a bunch of stuff. Anyway, we passed by the hike we wanted to on accident and road construction. Anyway, we couldn't get back to it, so we pulled over on this random parking lot. I saw a bunch of locals going down to the river or someplace, so I was like, okay, that must be good. Ran down there, and sure enough, it was like this great little spot where you could just swim in the Columbia River. So that's what we did our first the day we were driving into the Portland area, and it was really fun. So we set out. We had just bought like this beach blanket thing, and the kids and I were just swimming. It was really fun. So I could see maybe like a paddle board, if we had a paddle board, or some type of like kayak or something. That would have been fun, but we just had fun swimming. So after that, we rolled into Canby, which is I think like 20 or 30 minutes out of Portland, and our friends live there, so we were staying with our friends, and I don't know, that was just fun. But what did we do? We just did a bunch of stuff, but I think the second thing I would say, like if you have families, we were there during like the 115 to 118 degree heat, the random heat wave that Portland got, and so we went to as many splash pads as possible. They're free, and so definitely splash pads are a fun thing to do. And I found in Oregon, for some reason, I swear that they're like more common than like when in Idaho where I am. Maybe it's just me thinking that, but I saw them in pretty small towns, and they were super fun. And then a next fun thing that we like to do while we're in Portland is bike. And that's probably, honestly, my highlight of this trip for sure, and then probably a past trip. But so 4 or 5 years ago, we had 2 kids at the time. We had a 1-year-old and then a 3-year-old. So we had 2 bikes and then a bike trailer. And we were in the RV, living full-time in the RV.
Daddy,
and probably our most favorite spot was Portland. We were there for, I want to say almost 10 days. And we biked a ton because we had the big giant RV. And so getting around with bikes was just way easier. And in Portland, bike lanes are awesome. Just has a bunch of sweet places to go on your bike. Just really easy to commute there, even with the family. And so this time around, we're looking forward to it. So we got everyone their bikes, and Koa and Rio, our oldest, they had their own bikes. And then it was like 115 degrees. Yeah, so this time our setup was, I still had the bike trailer, and I was towing our 3rd child. She's about 1 year old, 1 years old. And then we had the 6-year-old and the 4-year-old. They each had their own bike. And so we were thinking, and then he saw me, my wife had her bike too. So total of 4 bikes and 1 bike trailer. And we were just going to you know, pedal around Portland like we did before. But after thinking about it and getting there, and it was the 115, 118 degree heat, it was just going to be impossible. It was brutal, so hot, and so our plans of biking kind of didn't happen. We did get to bike one day when it cooled down, and I ended up putting Rio, our 4-year-old, in the bike trailer with the 1-year-old, and then he saw me and my wife, and Koa had their own bike, and we biked around, and it was super fun. And we did the Esplanade, which is a really nice, just awesome bike path, and it goes over this really cool, you know, bridge system that Portland has. One section of it is this white bridge, I forgot what they call it, but it's just for foot traffic and bikes, and it has like a tram that goes across. Anyway, it's awesome, super cool, and it's right by the OMSI Museum. And that's our next thing that we would suggest. The OMSI is a really cool place. They had dinosaurs this time around. It's just this museum of science, I want to say. And also, I mean, because of COVID, they didn't have as many attractions, and so it was more fun last time we went, but that's just because of COVID. That's whatever. And I would also suggest the zoo. We've never been, but I've heard it's great. We just didn't have time this time around. And so I think those are the 4 that I'm thinking of right now. So we had the Gorge, Columbia River Gorge, biking Portland, the OMSI museum stuff, zoo stuff, and then splash pads, anything water if it's in the summer. And then the 5th thing that we really like to do is go out and experience all the food that Portland has to offer. This time around, we went back to our favorite spot called the Screen Door. It's this great place. We love their, you know, fried chicken and waffles. It's just kind of that type of style of cooking. And then this time around, we didn't get to go to like the donut shops they have there, but like Voodoo Donuts, and I think there's one called like Blue something, I forgot. But those are really good donut shops. But this time we went to a Shave Ice place, and I'll leave, you know, I think it's called Wahala. It's in Hawaiian, Shave Ice, and that was great. We loved that place, and so that was really fun. I guess this time around, you know, we didn't get to see as much of downtown Portland as we would have liked. We kind of stuck, you know, outside of it, because I mean, all the riots and everything, it's a different feel for sure. I don't know if you guys have been to Portland in the last year or so, but it's definitely different than 4 years ago. Just seems like there's a lot of destruction still and homelessness, and I'm not trying to be political or anything, but the feel of the city wasn't like it was before. It was kind of a bummer. And, you know, hopefully that is cleaned up, and so we can, you know, get back to more of a normal Portland. But anyway, so this time around we experienced that, but hopefully next time it'll be, you know, a little bit different. But we had a great time. Super fun place. We love visiting Portland. It's just, there's so many things to do. But and then we also, we had a little bit of sushi food. Anyway, there's a bunch of food to go to. But thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video. I think the next video will be going over probably Seattle, so stay tuned.